Hi everyone, this is Dr. Buttercar, and for the next few weeks I'll be playing through the real-time strategy Warcraft games, Warcraft 1, Warcraft 2, and Warcraft 3, starting with Warcraft 1. Today we're starting with the Orc Campaign and Episode 1, The Swamp of Sorrows. For those who don't know, Warcraft Orcs and Humans, now commonly referred to as Warcraft 1, is a real-time strategy game created and published by Blizzard Entertainment, first on MS-DOS in 1994. A remastered version was released on November 13th, 2024 for PC, as well as Xbox Game Pass in 2025. The remastered version includes updated visuals and modernized controls, but otherwise remains faithful to the original game. Meaning mostly that it's still super frustrating at times. To the best of my knowledge, this is my first playthrough of Warcraft 1. I recall Warcraft 2 being my first entry into the Warcraft universe. If you like what I'm doing or have any suggestions, please like, subscribe, and comment down below. Thank you so much for considering. As you can see in this first campaign for the Orc, it's pretty simple. Really what we want to do is build 6 farms and then build 1 barracks. I'm trying to explore with my grunts to find the gold mine, and you'll see in a second that I realized it's like right in front of me. So far playing this game, what I've noticed, and I'll be honest, I didn't record the first couple campaigns, and then I was like, you know what, I should maybe record this, because maybe some people want to watch it. This is like the kind of thing that I would love to have on the background when I'm sleeping, like to fall asleep to. I don't claim to be like an expert. I'm just kind of figuring it out as I go along, but what I will say I've noticed is at least in the beginning, it seems that gold is way more reliable, or not reliable, way more important than wood. I found that you really need a lot of gold for minions, for military, and you really, at least early game, only seem to need wood for buildings. And so you'll be able to see I kind of screwed up here, but what I like to try and do is have most of my peons go and do gold. But usually I like to have at least 1 peon getting lumber, because it does make a difference in the grand scheme of things later on. The other thing in this game that I don't remember in the other games, and maybe it exists and I just forgot, is this kind of like road concept. And so you can only build buildings if there's if it's next to a road. And look, the gold mine exploded already, so we'll have to go down to this one. And then I usually like to put some type of like military, even though it's the first level, some type of military next to the gold mines, because you'll notice, and obviously it's a good strategy and real-time strategies in general to attack the resource gathering units, but the enemy will do that a lot too. This is the first level, so I don't think I encounter any other enemies besides that 1 archer I dealt with. But yeah, and you'll see now my issue is I'm trying to catch up because I didn't have the peons gathering wood, and I think you need 300 wood and 500 gold for each farm. So not my most efficient way to do this, but thankfully it's first campaign, so it's nothing too crazy. You'll see as we get through future campaign episodes that the military is very interesting. In this, in the beginning, it seems like as you progress through the campaign in this game, the game kind of rewards you with a new unit or a new ability, seemingly, you know, every level or so. But here at the beginning, you basically could make peons and grunts. I try to time it right, but I don't always do a good job of... I find that I want to build a farm right before I run out of enough max food, just to prevent that kind of delay you get if you're maxed out on food and can't make more units. Another thing I've noticed is that in this game, a couple frustrating things. One, the peons seem to not have the greatest intelligence. They bump into each other a lot, they block paths a lot, they kind of stop in the middle of nowhere. You can see right there, he just stopped because he was in the way. And if the peons get attacked, I don't remember if they bring this back in Warcraft 2 or Warcraft 3, but at some point, I think, I could be wrong, but I seem to recall at some point the peons will redirect themselves after the attack is over. In this, they just stand still. So they won't return their resources, they won't automatically go back and acquire resources. So that can be frustrating. And then the other thing I've noticed is that it seems that when you attack, a lot of times, well, let me say this differently. It seems that, let's say you have a group of military units, you have 5 grunts standing there. Sometimes if one grunt is attacked, even though there are 4 other of your own grunts right there next to the enemy, they just won't attack on their own. And so one of the things I really miss from later real-time strategy games is the patrol function, where you can have units move back and forth, kind of be ready to attack, and if something comes in their path, they're ready to kind of take care of it. So I enjoy this game, but you'll see after this campaign and as episodes get further, not that I'm by any means the best at these types of games, but I think it gets quite a bit harder. And there's definitely some missions that I've had to do multiple times, so I think this is our last farm. Yep, and that's the end. So, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time in episode 2, The Borderlands, coming soon. If you don't mind, like, subscribe, comment. I appreciate any feedback you guys have, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.